Alright, we're back. Sorry it cut off. If you guys end up watching this one, cool. If not, it's all gravy. But I was saying that uh, th- I'm excited for these monthly drops that I've been doing. I feel like if you guys have ever had questions of why I'm doing monthly drops, so it's quite simple. It's just like I'm a busy guy. I got a lot of stuff in my plate. Besides working a regular 9 to 5, for those who know, I'm also an artist. I'm a hip hop artist. It requires a lot of like attention sometimes, right? I have to go record music, whatever. So, but I always was interested in gaming. Besides becoming a rapper or whatever the case may be, right? So, but sometimes my schedules will interfere with one another. So what I try to do at least is what I try to do is like okay, at least like being able to get some stuff organized and all of that, and then just do drops and stuff like that. So yeah, so like it's just cool. Like it just keeps the momentum going, and all that cool stuff. But yeah, man. Yeah, this was April's drop. It was April's uh game of the month for April is Batman Arkham. I can't wait to show you guys to surprise you guys what will be May's drop. I can't wait to show you guys that drop. But yeah, man. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I am in a little bit of a conflict, like a little dilemma. I honestly do want to start doing the Resident Evil series, cause that like essentially the Resident Evil series was essentially what made me want to do this channel. The Resident Evil series. I am a huge Resident Evil fan. I played all games from one to the well, basically eight, right? That's where we're on, or that's where we left off. Um, but I also played like the side games, right? Like whatever side games I was able to get my hands on that, which at the time was like the PlayStation 2. So whatever PlayStation 2 or and on, right? Whatever PlayStation 2 side games I can get my hands on regarding Resident Evil, I will play it. So I played Outbreaks Files 1 and 2 and such, right? Um, I've been holding off. So the thing is that I always wanted to do these walkthrough videos, right? Ever since I started watching Mr. Craven and Gigi Gab, or now known as Gab Smolders, I think. Um, I always wanted to do like, oh, that's cool. Like, I know the streaming thing is cool. I do, I also stream, but I always really wanted to do video game walkthroughs. But however, I was, since a young age, because, well, again, I really got into gaming when it came to once I got into the lore of Resident Evil. Because in Resident Evil really was the game that taught me that there's campaigns, right? There's campaigns to these games and stuff like that, like a storyline. But also, this game taught me that there's legitimate storylines with universes and like connect, like it's just cool stuff, and not to mention it's a horror game. Now those who know me, I'm a huge horror movie fan, right? I love horror movies, so it's only right that I will play horror survivor games, right? So the thing is that like since a young kid, I played Resident Evil and I just fell in love, right? I fell in love with, and especially because of the zombie genre at the time. That that introduction to the zombie genre in video games is pretty interesting and pretty cool. Um, but um, but basically, I first game. I remember I used to like because I live in Mexico. That's where I first played it. So my cousin, he had Resident Evil 1 Director's Cut for the PlayStation 1. And I used to stay up, we used to stay up late at night just playing. And I used to watch him play. Like, that's one of the things that I enjoy a lot doing. I love to go out and with the guys, with the homies, and have a friends night or a guys night and go play video games. But I really thoroughly enjoy watching other people play video games, especially if it's like if they're competing with each other, right? But even when it comes to campaigns or whatever, I like to watch because I like to watch their reaction, how they react, what's their strategy, like, cause I said it before, I'm most when it comes to most games, I'm a stealthy guy. I like to move stealth and all of that, especially when I decide or whenever I go live on Twitch when I play Fortnite. Like I'm always like out in the outskirts, hitting you from afar, if or whatever type shit, right? So it's interesting how to see other guys like maneuver their way around to reach certain goals, right? But with Resident Evil, well, obviously it was just sort of survival. Yes, there is a strategy, and the strategy is like you have to conserve as much as you can in your inventory because you are limited to how much stuff you can carry, right? You have 6 slots, and you have X amount of bullets that you can carry. And no, in this back in the day, right? This is back to 1998, 1999 type shit. Back then, in those gaming days, there was no such thing as level up points and upgrades and no, not at all, not at all. Like for the first time, and when it came for the first director's cut Resident Evil, the first one, there was no, you get 6 slots and that's all you get. That's that's all you get. You get 6 slots and that's it. And essentially after that, but then it was hard. Like it really took. The first Resident Evil game was really like it was revolutionary when it came to the horror survivor genre because so you get 6 slots in your inventory, right? Obviously, we all know what's the green herbs, ammo, and whatever, right? But there's this thing called ink ribbons. These ink ribbons, you'll find them around whatever map you are. Like in Resident Evil 1, it takes place in a mansion, right? In the Ashford mansion. And around the mansion, you'll find ink ribbons. And then around the mansion, you'll also find typewriters. Well, you need ink ribbons to go to a typewriter to save your progress. You get me? And there's gonna be times in like there's safe rooms where in those safe rooms there's like a chest that you could put more stuff in there, right? So if you have like your inventory full, you can go to that chest and put stuff in there and then like, okay, let me go, continue, like, and so that's kind of cool. However, Resident Evil really taught you how to like really tap into your survivor skills because like obviously you need the essentials, right? You need ammo, right? You need ammo and you need health, right? So that's two spots already, right? That's two inventory spaces taken up already, right? But however, you have well, the cool part is that you get like 6 spaces, but you have one extra one, and that extra one is for like either your pistol, you get like a lighter, like you use a lighter in that game to solve puzzles and such like that. But also you can like use it to get your certain zombies on fire, and and all of that, right? But you get like so you get seven, right? But really the six is six. But it's cool because you get six. You're limited on space in your inventory, right? You're limited. You're limited on that. But then, so you're limited, and as you're going around the house finding keys and finding all kinds of other knickknacks, you're filling up your space and stuff like that. So so the thing is that you have to like strategize. You have to strategize as you play the game to like, okay, I got this, that, and the third. So let me go put some stuff away. Let me like, and then then you become a little bit more like not like you start playing a little bit more less reckless. So like that you don't have to like take up as much damage, and you could like have enough herbs and health, and so like it really teaches you how to strategize and be like a little bit more conscious of what you have. And I feel like in a way that was one of the reasons why um Resident Evil caught a lot of popularity. I feel like Resident Evil caught a lot of popularity because of those details, right? Like you had that detail, but you also had the detail of like it's one big map, or in a way, it's one big map, and essentially there's doors to unlock and stuff like that, right? Well, well, you can like you'll find like you like it's Resident Evil is iconic for the inventory, their inventory system, right? Forcing you and teaching you how to survive and strategize. But also, they're also famous, and they became popular because of their puzzles. Like you have to go get this key and that key to get that emblem, and then put that emblem over here in this room to open this shaft. Like there's a lot of stuff going around that that is really cool. Like in my personal opinion, I thought it was really really cool, and that's one of the things that it really became one of the dopest things when it came to the franchise. And then Resident Evil 4 came through, and that kind of changed everything else, and the sense of horror survivor went away until recently. But yeah, man. I'm excited. I'm excited to play those games. But obviously, thanks to Resident Evil, that kind of opened the door for me to like explore other video games, right, from the horror survivor genre. So like now we're talking about Silent Hill, we were talking about Dino Crisis, creatures, Midnight Creatures, and such. Now, however, I could technically already play certain Resident Evil games. Like I could play Zero, I could play Resident Evil Zero, and I could play Resident Evil. Well, actually, if I really think about it, I could play the games already, like what I have already. But I kind of want to hold on that because I do want to get better gear, better stuff to do my video walkthroughs. Because I do at one point want to do like a back-to-back like comparisons, right? Like I'll play Resident Evil 2, the remake, but then play the original for the PS4, PS1. Yeah, so I think that would be cool. But yeah, man, I can't. Another one that I can't wait to play with you guys is Arkham Origins 2. I know that for the next Arkham, it's either gonna be Origins. It might be most likely to be Origins, but I don't know when I'm gonna do that drop. So I'll keep you guys posted on that. I think for May we'll probably do time. Probably. Yeah, we'll probably do May, next month. 'Cause next month is May. So we'll probably do May, next month. Yeah, 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 we'll probably do May, next month. Probably do Wolfenstein. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see. Oh man, I can't wait, man. And that's another thing. One thing I talked about last on. So when we did the Arkham Asylum, when we played Arkham Asylum, I expressed how I think it would be really really dope if we get a Batman game, but make it like a horror survivor. Like like I think it'll be dope because they'll emphasize a little bit more on his detective skills, right? It'll be one of those type games, but like just added the crazy horror element because I've been saying if you actually pay attention to the roster that Batman has as far as like villains and characters in his in his lore. There's a lot of characters that could fit the bill as like to make a scary type vibe. Obviously, off bat, Scarecrow. Obviously, that's like obvious number one, right? Joker can really get into that scary bag too. Joker can get into that scary bag, you know. So that's another guy, right? Low key, Mad Hatter, bro. Mad Hatter is low key. No, just watch when we play the Mad Hatter side mission. There's a Mad Hatter side mission in this game, and we'll play it, and it gives you creepy vibes. So we can do. So Mad Hatter's another one. In Arkham Knight, we'll have a guy called a villain called the Butcher Pig or something like that, which is basically it's a villain that dresses up as a butcher but wears the pig's head and basically just basically kills people, but he basically chops them up into like pieces type shit, right? And he appears in Arkham Knight. So yeah, that guy. We also have Solomon Grundy. Solomon Grundy, bro. Come on. Solomon Grundy, bro. That shit will be fired. Um, who else? I'm trying to think. Bad Bat. Man Bat. Man Bat is another guy. Man Bat is another guy. Now, Man Bat is one of those like. So, if you guys know who Man Bat is, basically Man Bat is a guy that mutated to a half man, half bat. So he's legitimately a Batman. Like he's huge too. So that guy could also be part like something, you know. I'm telling you, there's a game of a Hush, a serial killer. That's another guy that we're gonna solve his side quests in a little. But the whole point is there's plenty and plenty of characters or antagonists that we can include in these in a Batman game and just make it to like a scary type horror game, right? And that would be dope. And not only that too, like I am really like okay, so I would love to see certain storylines from Batman, Superman, or whoever, right? Whoever my superheroes that I like or whatever, I would like to see like stories, right? Like certain stories come to life, right? Like for an example, like for the Batman movie, the Batman with Robert Pattinson. So essentially that movie was a combination of the story Hush and the Long Halloween. It opens up with the Long Halloween, right? Where there's a murder committed in Halloween, right? And then the story is that in that story is that Batman comes through, he sees the murder, right? But they can't catch the murderer 1 year later. But in that year, the murderer was killing in every single holiday. So that's why they called it like the movie was, or the book, or the novel was called The Long Halloween, right? But then there was also Hush, where in Hush it was a story about a guy, like a guy that nobody know who he was, started like murking people, right? And then everybody blamed it on Hush, but Hush is Hush. Oh well, we'll see it here. There's a Hush side mission here on this on Arkham City, but basically Hush was already a known villain, and all these like clues and traps and all kinds of crazy shit, right? What's going on, and at the end of the day, it was revealed that Hush was the Riddler, and that was basically what it was with the Batman. So those kind of stories I'm kind of cool with, because I do love that story. Like the Long Halloween, I love that story. I think one of the well written, even the sequel, the Victory Lap, or Dark Victory, or something like that. Like even the sequel to it was fire, like super fire. So, not mad at it, but there's gonna be, but I feel like because even so, because even so, but I feel like there's certain stories I would still love to see live action, but I feel like there's most of them that I would rather see them as a video game, right? Like, I would love to see Arkham style, like how we got it. Like have Rocksteady pick it up, or Warner Brothers Montreal. I don't know, bro, because these Arkham games were fire. Like they were absolutely fire. And I've been saying that Marvel. I don't know if y'all could like do a deal over here with these guys or these developers, because I've been saying if we get like a Daredevil type game, like a Daredevil, but like in high, like how but with the mechanics and whatever, or how they did it in Arkham, that would be fire, you know. Well, anyways, but there's certain stories of certain heroes that I would love to see as a video game instead than a show or a movie. You know, because so like for an example, like for Batman, I would love to see like the death of a family. You know, and you know what? If you really think about it, if you guys played Arkham Knight, that game, you could make that could be a prequel, because remember in the Arkham series there's already a prequel, and the prequel was Origins. So technically speaking, the Arkham series starts with Origins. It's Arkham Origins, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, and Arkham Knight. But I was saying that it will be dope and it will be fire if, because you know how, because Jason Todd is one of those characters that it be like unintentionally became a fucking badass. Or not only that, somebody pulled the trigger on, like, okay, let's bring back Jason Todd, but how will we gonna make him, like, how, what will he be, what would he be this time, you know? Because he can't be Robin, he can't come back as a Robin. Tim Drake is already there, you know? So, excuse me. Oh my god. So what I'm saying, that it will be dope to see a story like a prequel of that, like what happened, like make it canon to what happened in Arkham Knight, because remember the Arkham Knight is turns out to be Jason Todd, and later on turns himself into the Red Hood. So I would love to see like that ordeal, like how did Batman kind of like this style, like you know, like in like Batman trying to save, or they're beefing it with the Joker, or whatever the case may be, blah blah blah, and then you know, Joker gets his hands on Jason Todd and murks him, kills him. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be fire. Like that would be so fire. And then, oh boy, you know what too? Fine. Let it not be. Uh, Let it not be. Warner Brothers Montreal or Rocksteady. Hell, let's throw that to Naughty Dog, the creators of The Last of Us, Watch Dogs. You know what I'm saying? Like, throw that to them and have them make something like that, bro. Because they could actually make a little thing. They could get a little franchise going on with them over there if they want to go that route. Because they could do the Death of a Family story, right? And then Under the Red Hood, that's when he makes his comeback, and then do the do it then do the Killing Joke, and then do the Killing Joke real quick. Like mash it up on the second one, like Under the Red Hood, and do like the Killing Joke right there, and then close it off with the Three Jokers story. So there's a storyline where apparently there was three Jokers existing in the same time. There was the classic OG Joker, the Killing Joke Joker, and I believe was Rebirth or New 52 Joker, one of the two. But they were all there. They're all there, so they could do like something of that nature. I mean, I don't know, bro. The whole thing is that I'm saying that I think it'll be freaking dope and tight to see, and to witness certain stories and all of that. Same thing goes for like Superman and Flash and all of that. But however, it sucks for like heroes like that because. It sucks for heroes like that because there's such those type of superheroes are low key like so OP that like how can you make a believable game, you know? So it's kind of weird. But anyways, congratulations, new game plus mode unlocked. Take on the story mode again. All right, but. On with every gadget. Okay, so we're gonna do that obviously to continue with our trophies and riddles and everything. For sure. Oh no, then here we are. And here we are.
Time to get my things and quit this damn town for good.
Oh wait, it's... Okay, so this is a Catwoman mission.
No one's seen Wyatt since he went looking for something down in the sewers. Croc got him for sure.
Let's introduce this. Let's keep going with it. Well, no, because, well, alright, well, thank you guys for, well, anyways, guys, that was the campaign, the first run, the first trial or whatever of the main campaign of Batman Arkham City. Thank you guys for checking this video out. Thank you guys for sticking with us in this campaign. And yeah, I will be dropping the Catwoman campaign. I will be dropping the Robin campaign. I will be dropping the whatever's left of the riddles and stuff in the trophies, along with whatever side missions we're doing. I'll just like throw it on the description. All right. Well, yeah. Thank you guys. And this was there was a game of the month right here. There's April's game of the month, Arkham City. I'll see you guys at May, and I don't know. Let me know which one you guys want to see. Alright, well, thank you guys. Have a good one. Again, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. Follow me at Nachito Plays on IG, and I'll check you guys later. Peace.